Hello guys, it's me Akhil. I'm back here with another video for the Redmi Note 3, and today I came here with a ROM which is known as CR Droid, and let's get started with those. So first, as usual, I like to start it with the Android versions and the CR Droid versions. So as you can see, the Android version is of the 9, which is the Android Pie. Then we have the CR Droid version, which is 5.2. Then we have the Android security patch level, which is of the March 5 2009. So all things looks great over there. And now, as normal, let us start with the customization features which are offered by the ROM. So let us start with the home screen. Over home screen, you can long press to open this thing, and we have the settings over here. So over home screen, you can enable the number of dock icons as you need. Then app labels, you can disable or enable the app labels for the app. So if I disable this, now as you can see, it does not say what sort of app is that. It's actually the Play Store, but it is not written over there. So that is which is app labels. If I enable it back, it should give me what that app is. So it will only disable the app label over the home screen. Then you can control the number of rows and columns over the home screen. Then we have the icon. So unfortunately, I don't have any sort of icon packs installed over this ROM now. So if you have any sort of custom icon packs, you can actually install that over here. Then we have the app drawer. You can enable or disable the app labels over the app drawer. Then we can actually hide apps from the app drawer. Then we have the gestures, and something is like clear all from the recent view, which means that when you take the recent and just swipe down from top to bottom, it will clear all the apps over the recent screen. That's for those. And then when I have enabled the double tap gesture, I have just enabled it to screen of my device. So if I double tap the home screen, it will turn off the phone. Couple of things like that are there over the CR Droid. Now let us continue back with its another features. So over settings, we have the CR Droid settings, and it has a tons and tons of customization features. I'm actually liking with the number of customizations which features which this ROM is really giving for us, and I think it's somewhat even more than what the restriction remix and all offers for us. So we have the status bar icon. First of all, this thing is a bug. It just not works. So I have disabled over the status bar. I have disabled the Wi-Fi icon, but if you still pull down, you can see the Wi-Fi icon over there. So that thing is completely bug. Then you have the clock styles. Currently it is at the right side. You can set it to center, so the clock is currently at the center. Then we have the clock and date. Auto hide could be enabled or disabled for the clock and date. Then the network traffic monitor. So I have set the current network traffic monitor to the quick status bar only. So if I pull down, or if there is any sort of network activity, it will show up over here. Actually let me show you those. If I take Chrome, so it's loading a website. Okay, I think that is also currently a bug over this ROM. It actually worked last time when I checked, but unfortunately it is not working at the current time. So a lot of bugs are running through this ROM. So stick with me to the end of this video, where I will be discussing a lot of bugs about this ROM, and please stick with me until the end of this video if you're going to flash this ROM on your phone. So the network traffic monitor, let us put it to the status bar. Okay, it works over the status bar, but on the quick pull it does not work. Okay, let us leave that. Then you can enable or disable the super user icon as your need. Then the old style signal icons could be enabled or disabled. Then currently it is showing LTE, and if you need it to show like a 4G, enable that, and it will show us 4G. Then we have the roaming indicator, the Bluetooth battery status. That means if you connect any sort of Bluetooth device, it will show the Bluetooth, the battery left on that particular Bluetooth device. Then we can enable or disable the volt icon. Actually, I have enabled it now, and if you need, you can disable it. Then the battery style, it is currently at the circle. You can set it to icon portrait or text simply, or you can even hide the battery style. Then you can enable or disable the battery bar. What is battery bar? If you enable this, at the top you can see a small line which says how much battery is that left on your phone. I see that completely useless of space, so I always try to disable those. Then you have the option to show or hide their logo. So if you tap this, as you can see, the crdoid logo has been appeared over the status bar. Completely useless feature. Then you can have the feature of double tap to sleep when you tap over the status bar. Then the quick settings also have the display the battery balance left on your Bluetooth device. Then you have the clock. Then these are something like the icons which are shown over the quick settings. You can enable or disable the VPN icon, then the user icon account, then edit tile account. If I actually off those, I should not see the edit icon. And we have the setting shortcut over there. If I disable that, as you can see over the quick pull, the settings icon is not showing up. So some of the things actually works over here, but not most of them. Then usual things over the lock screen, you have the option to enable or disable the weather, music visualization, media cover, battery info. It will just display the percentage of battery when it is charging. Then the fingerprint authentication and power menu. So you can disable this. Then after locking your phone, you won't be able to access the power button menu from your lock screen. So it's sort of a security feature. Yeah. Then we have the recent styles and icon packs. I'm not gonna touch that. Then we have the navigation bar. So about the navigation bar settings, I'm actually not gonna touch that. The last time when I tried to check those, by enabling the navigation bar and enabling the implied settings, the whole phone crashed down. I had to just reboot the device, then start from the first in order to make it work again. So I'm not just gonna touch those things because I don't want the phone to crash again. The ROM is not still stable. Then you have the option to enable or disable the hardware keys. So the hardware keys is disabled now, it won't work. You can enable that, the backlight. So here's another bug. So I have set the backlight to illuminate buttons only when pressed. But okay, if I go back into buttons, if I switch off that and just put it to illuminate buttons only when pressed and save it, it won't work. It won't illuminate when I just press the the hardware button. So it's a bug. Most of these features over this thing is completely bug. Then you have the option to customize any sort of keys into any sort of things that you need. Then we have the ambient display for the music ticker and all. So a lot of those kind of things. Then the animations, normal things which you just see over the restriction remix and all. So if you don't know about those animation features, just go and watch my restriction remix review. You can see over there. And I think that's only the part of customization features that I am gonna cover. Now let us start with some sort of, as I said over my last video, I'm gonna cover some sort of real world testing. How does this ROM works over the real world? So a couple of things. First, the camera which this phone ships with. This ROM, it looks a kind of a gcam-ish over here, but it's not. It's sort of an old Snapdragon camera which has a new sort of skin and all. And for your thing, I have enabled the camera to API. Now I have checked tons and tons of gcam over this over this ROM, but I don't know why does that happen, but most of the gcam actually is crashing down over this ROM. I don't know why. Is that a sort of bug, or is that an issue with the gcam? But I have installed those APKs and was working perfectly on some other ROM, but aren't working over this ROM. I don't even know, is that due to the Android Pie version, or due to this ROM, or is it due to some sort of issue with the gcam? And for your helping, if you would like to install this ROM on your phone, the only working gcam that I was able to find for this ROM was the old GC5 modded 5 camera for this phone, and it unfortunately does not ship with the portrait. It just has the lens blur option, but it works a kind of. So not a good experience with the gcam, and I am not happy with those. Then about the Google Play or the test, a lot of you guys were asking about those. Yes, it works perfectly on this ROM. You can actually set those and go and do the payments that you are needed. Then things like the Instagram, Facebook, those kind of things works perfectly. Then these are kind of things that I like to include on my the real life users, the things which others does not care about, but you cares when you install a newer ROM over this device. And I have personally checked all the things like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and all those kind of things works. And the last thing that I like to include over my real life testing is the gameplay of the PUBG Mobile. And after that we will be continuing with the bugs, those I found over this device. Before that, I have used this ROM for quite some time. I will be showing you the battery status. So the last full charge was about 11 hours ago, and I got a screen usage of nearly 2 hours of and 22 minutes. So with just a screen on time of 2 hours, and I lost nearly 50% of my battery. So I'm not really impressed with the battery capacity of this device, of this ROM. It is actually draining out the battery a lot. For this 2 hours, it just was casual browsing. It wasn't something like an heavy play of PUBG game and all. It was just a casual playing, and still I lost 50% of battery. So about the battery, I am not happy. So, and I like to end my real life experiences, or those kind of things, real life testing with the PUBG game. And after that we will continue with the rest of the video, which I say is about the bug fixing. So okay guys, so I am playing the PUBG Mobile, and I am actually playing the war mode. Let us see how does this ROM functions over here. So currently I can face a couple of frame drops, and for your information, I'm just playing on the normal settings. I'm not have installed any sort of GFX tool over here. I'm just playing over the normal settings which are supported by the Redmi Note 3. When we were parachuting, I saw some sort of frame drops and all. Now let us see how other things works out here. And I can see a lag here and there, and there are actually a couple of frame drops, which I am not happy with this ROM. Okay, headshot by someone. Let us come down for one more time and let us try it again. Let us see is there any sort of frame drops or so. Okay, jumping again, and this time it seems to be smooth, but still I am not actually getting the smoothness that I felt over some other ROMs. I don't say it is, there are actually a couple of frame drops here and there. It is not something like it is not playable and all. It is actually playable, but I am not happy with the frames over this ROM. I can feel, I don't know how it reflects over the video and all, but I could actually feel a sort of an frame drops here and there. Actually guys, my PUBG gameplay is not a best thing. I'm not a good player over here. Okay, there's someone over there. I should probably reload. And let us actually try to throw an grenade also. So I think you guys could see those. There are actually real sort of a frame drops here and there. So guys, yeah, you can actually play over this ROM, but I am not actually impressed by the gameplay over this ROM. And I think that's the end for this real world testing, and let us continue the rest of the video with the bugs of this ROM. So guys, into the bugs of this ROM. The most of the customization features over this ROM does not functions. I am actually very feeling bad about those. There are tons of customization features which are offered by this ROM, but most of them are simply not working perfectly, so I'm not happy with those. Then, as I said about the hardware, when I try to enable the navigation button and then I enable the PI settings, although the whole phone crashed down. I am not impressed with those. Then over my usage period, I was able to find out some sort of UI crashes. The UI suddenly crashes and whole thing goes black. Then it starts from the lock screen, then you have to enter your password again and just have to start from the first. Or your what sort of things that you were doing, all of those are gone, all of the background processor gone, so the whole UI is crashing down. Then the customization features, which I said does not function very well. Then there are issues after that I enable the navigation bar. Currently my recent button does not functions. I don't know why. If I press the recent button, it functions as like in the normal on-screen on-screen navigation bar over the PI. So this functions as the home button, and this also functions as a home button, and this functions as a back button. So currently I don't know how to get myself into the the navigation, the recent panel. Then the Google Assistant is not installed on this ROM, which I'm okay with those, but it shows the animation for the Google Assistant when you long press this ROM. So that's a bug. Then I actually does not suggest you to use this as a daily driver for you, mainly of couple of things. The UI crashes sometime. The other thing which I like to say is about the fingerprint scanner. It absolutely does not work. Yeah, it worked for me like a couple of minutes after flashing the ROM. Then after some my normal usage, it always says that my fingerprint could not be recognized. So let me give you an overview. Yeah, I am tapping it and it's saying finger moved too fast, please try again. But I am not moving my bloody damn finger, and still it does not work. So guys, that's it, my review for the CR Droid. And at the end of the video, I just have to say one thing: don't try to use this ROM. I find a lot of bugs. Yeah, it gives us a lot of customization features, but those comes with a lot of bugs, and this is not someone who has only this device. That means who is using the Redmi Note 3 as an their daily driver or their main device. I don't recommend them to flash this ROM. And thank you guys, thank you for watching. And I like to include more things which has to be included over my real life testing and all. So if you have anything like those, please leave the comment below. I will surely include that on my next video. And thank you guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.